Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. Welcome back. We are joined today by Tony Mantor, who's a music producer, agent, manager, artist himself from Nashville, Tennessee. Let's welcome back Tony Mantor today. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. Yourself?
Good. I mean, I just feel like I have to acknowledge, I know what's happened in your town. I think we all have, unfortunately, with the mass school shooting. So my thoughts
yeah.
to you and your community. And I know you're someone who works with children, and I want to say, I'm sorry. How are you? How is the community down there right now?
Well, I mean, it's like one of those things where you hear about it on TV in other places, but then all of a sudden it's in your backyard. And it's like and the sad part about this is I've had a couple three friends of mine that live in Nashville as well. They said they heard about it and they didn't think as much about it as they normally would, even though it was in their backyard, because it happens so much across the country. So it's kind of dumbing them down, so to speak. But a lot of people, I mean, I know friends of mine that actually know some of the people that were involved, and it's like, I just can't imagine it, because I mean, I've got a 9-year-old granddaughter, and 3 9-year-olds are gone now, so it's a tragic thing.
It is, and I'm so sorry. And I have a 6 and 8-year-old. I can empathize and relate. And I made them watch the evening news with me last night at 6 p.m. I said, you need to watch this. We talk about it. You have drills in school. This is why. This is what just the thought of, and not to scare them, but it's unfortunately part of our world today.
It is.
And they are having those drills and lockdowns. And why? This is because of what's happening. And even if the schools are locked now, look, they could shoot through the doors. I mean, anything is possible.
Yeah, I mean, that's all that's been on TV the last couple of days
I know.
is the video of it and what happened, and it's like the good thing, I mean, if you want to call it a good thing, I mean, the police responded and 14 minutes later it was over.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whereas before it lasted hours, so
Mm-hmm.
so that was one good thing. They got in there, they got it taken care of, and it was taken care of, immediately. But the sad thing is, it's when you're watching the footage of that on TV, it's like you're watching a movie, because it's the same thing that you see in these movies, and only this is real life. It's and it's so close to us. I mean, they're like, Green Hills. I mean, that's only, 25, 30 minutes from me, so that's close.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you again for commenting on that. And again, just sorry for what everyone's going through. I just could not mention it because I know you're from that town. So, Tony, welcome back for your show today. And being a Nashvilleian for so many years, you're part of the community doing great things. And we're going to talk more about that today. For people just tuning in today, not even aware of who this famous Tony Mantor is, would you mind just giving us a little of your background and tell us what you do?
Well, for the new people that's coming in, I mean, I've been here in Nashville for 30 years. I produce and develop and manage singers, upcoming singers, established singers, just trying to help them reach their dream or keep their dream alive, or the ones that are already in the business, just keep them, at a high level where they're at and keep moving forward.
Got it. And as an artist, you're managing so many people as a manager, I should say, but as an artist, you're working on so much too. I want to hear what did you want to discuss today? Yeah.
Well, it's the great thing about the entertainment business is that you never know what's around the next corner. I mean, and that corner could be 5 minutes from now. It could be tomorrow, the next day, a week. You just never know, But the cool part is I get to work in an industry that has. I mean, it's got. I mean, there's a lot of toward stories that comes out that people hear that kind of makes them want to shy away from the entertainment business. But the one good thing is I work with a lot of great people. And they're just like, they're just like you and me. They're just like, uh, doing their job, and out there, it's just their job is a session player, their job is a record label executive, or whatever the job may be in the business. And it's just really, really good that and I feel very fortunate that over the years I've been able to associate and be part of a lot of these people's lives, and get to know them and do the business, because there's so many good things that can happen that we can do and that we are doing, and it just it's always nice to be part of something like that.
Got it. Oh, and you're doing all this work. It's children again on my mind with everything that's happening. But for those suffering with autism, which I know you've been very involved in, do you want to share more on that?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like every day I'm turning around doing something new or learning something new.
Hmm.
The beauty of what I've been doing with autism is when I first started with it, I'll be completely honest, and transparent, that I didn't know a lot about it. I mean, I
Hmm.
knew it existed. I knew, friends of mine had family members that were autistic, but I really didn't know what it meant. I didn't know the varying levels. I knew, like anybody else, you've got, some people that need constant help daily, and then you've
Yeah.
got those that can function and transition into the workforce, and everybody in between. And I really didn't know, but dealing with some of the charities that I work with and talk with, and just some of the people that I'm working with, it's really transitioned into a learning experience for me as well.
Yeah. Oh, and the work you're doing, though, so positive, so helpful. And what is it like? I mean, what is the process? You started when? How long has it been now? I mean, of course, the hit song which inspired all this, and now you're out interviewing, shooting the documentary. Tell me what it's been like, and the people you're meeting, and specifically, how busy you are.
Well, it's really cool because I get to meet so many different people. Um, I've met I've met some of the ones that are, they're the ones that need the help on a daily basis. They'll never be able to live by themselves,
Uh-huh.
but they still function and enjoy life. And then I've met the ones that are out there, working and transitioning, and the really cool part about it is I get to meet all these people that live this, and then they tell me their stories. And I really think that that's the biggest thing, that and of all the things that I've been doing, meeting people and everything, I think the biggest thing and the most important thing out of this whole process has been the ability to meet people. And I'm going to be having them on my documentary. I've The last time I think we spoke, I think I told you, did I tell you that we was going to do Why Not Me New York?
No.
Yeah, well, that changed, and this is just how things changed drastically. I was going to take and do another episode of my video, and have it be Why Not Me New York, but then I started getting so many different people from different parts of the world reaching out to me. I changed my whole concept, and now
Wow.
I'm gonna do Why Not Me the World. So I've got my music video on the song that's Why Not Me Nashville, and now I've got people from different countries, around the world, sending me pictures and short video clips. So I'm going to, instead of just going out there and doing different cities, I think I'm going to do the, Why Not Me the World, and really showcase people all around the world that are autistic and living with it. And then I'm going to create a podcast called me Why Not Me the World, and I'm going to have people on it telling me
Oh
their
my
stories.
gosh.
So I think the most important thing that's come out of this is not the fact that I think that Why Not Me Nashville, and because Why Not Me the World will be important, but I really think that having autistic people on this podcast, and have them telling me their stories, because then if I can get, people that spread the word, and we
Yeah.
start talking about uh you know things that they've gone through, and then if I've got a listener that hears that, hopefully they can relate to that and say, well, that person's going through some of the things that I've gone through, and then it makes them feel like more part of the world.
That is amazing. Look at you, taking this national, let alone next worldwide. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, um, the biggest thing, I mean, I've got a girl that's lives just outside of London, and she's a poet and an artist, and she's autistic, and she's gonna tell me her story, and I think the more people that I can get out there and telling their stories, hopefully that I mean, because they've got their own little community anyways, but I think if we can broaden the horizons and make this more like a worldwide community to where people can say, oh, hey, this person's in London, or this person's in Germany, or wherever they may be from, and they're telling me their stories, and then other people can relate to those stories. Hopefully, it'll create an ambiance, around the world where people can and feel less alone.
Well, this is awesome work you're doing, and I got to commend you on it because you also, I mean, your role obviously has changed. This is this the first time ever working on a documentary? I mean, you've done your music production, your videos, your artist management, but this is the first, right?
Well, yeah, it's
Oh,
it's the first one that I've been the focus on telling the story. I was involved with a documentary about the musicians, and it was called The Session Players. And this was probably, I don't know, 8 or 10 years ago. And it showed Nashville musicians in the studio and how they worked with producers and engineers, and how they did a demo and how they do a label pitched song. I was involved in that, but I was only a participant, as a producer. But this one here is the first one that I'm actually taking a hold of, and actually being the host, and really focusing and trying to bring the story out.
got it. What else do you want us to know about this story that you're doing and this amazing documentary series at this point?
Yeah, well, I think the biggest and most important thing is, and I keep pushing this, is the understanding. Because I was talking with a couple of people here last week, and we were talking about different things, and they brought up the understanding. I said, that's pretty much amazing that you said that, because I've been saying autism awareness, acceptance, and understanding since I started this. And because I felt that the biggest issue that we have, being out of that circle of people, is that we don't fully understand it. And the only way that we're going to take and break those barriers, and really get more, hopefully, people embracing, other people that are a little different than they are, that are autistic, is getting them to understand. So I hope that this podcast I'm going to take and do for Why Not Me, and for different people around the world. I hope this documentary. I'm hoping that the video, that once I finish that, I'm hoping that all these things can encompass all that, and really bring more attention to the need of the understanding. And I've got several different charities that's going to be part of this. That's going to tell me their stories and how they got into it. And I had one charity that told me that she really liked the fact that I didn't have anyone that was autistic in my family, but yet I'm still doing this, because she said most people that get involved in this either have autistic children, or they're autistic, or they're part of that autistic community. But here I am, bringing a voice to them without having anybody in my family that I'm trying to bring the attention to. So she thought that was really good, and might help the whole project too, because it's more of an ambassadorship, because I'm trying to help rather than the just being part of the community.
Oh, Tony Mantor, remind us again how we can reach out to you, please.
Well, anyone that wants to tell me their stories,
Yep.
if they've got people in their family, or they want to be part of the documentary, the podcast, they can reach out to me at tonymantor.com, all the social media, at Tony Mantor, YouTube, Tony Mantor. If and I hope that they do, because the biggest thing that I've really felt that's been great with this is that the stories that people tell me, they've got a uniqueness to them, but they've got a similarity to them. So they all have different stories, but they've got the same path. And I think it's really kind of heartwarming because they are actually proud of their story. It's not like, oh, hey, this is a detriment. They're proud that they're out there. They deserve to be there. And they've got a really good attitude, the ones that I talk with. And I think that's what we need to show too, is that, just because people are a little bit different, from the way we are, that doesn't mean that they're any less than we are. And they can get out there and do a lot of things and be a lot of great things. And I think that's the good thing that needs to be out there.
Got it. And don't forget, it's Why Not Me. If you look up the song on YouTube, right? It's Why Not Me by Tony Mantor. And let me ask you, how many hits are you up to?
Oh, I don't know. Last time I checked, I think it was around 214,000, something like that. It's done well.
Impressive. Oh my goodness. And how are how are the artists you're working for? What's been happening with them?
Well, I've got Glenn Campbell's daughter, Debbie. We're still working her project in the UK. She's doing well. Donnie Most of Happy Days. I produce and manage him as well. And we're getting ready to release a single to radio here in about a couple of weeks. So, just and the shows are starting to come in a little bit now because the last couple, 3 years, because of COVID, we lost, just so many shows. And I mean, when it shut down, I mean, I'd never seen anything shut down like it did, that so quick and so fast. And now it's taken, here we are 3 years later, and we're still digging out of it, trying to get those shows going. It seems like, from what I've heard, with different people that I talk with, that the concerts, where you got 15 to 18,000 people, those are selling out. They're doing great. It's the smaller venues, the 250 seat to 2,500 seat venues, that are still struggling a little bit. They used to be 90% or better kept capacity before COVID, and now they're still struggling to get to that 70, 80%. So it's been a struggle, but the good thing is that I think we're seeing a path out of it.
All right, that's good. And what about any upcoming performances for yourself? What about you? Are you going to the Bluebird? Like what goes on in Nashville? I mean, fill me in. Are you out there performing, singing too?
No, 30 years ago when I moved here, I made a choice to get off the stage and go behind the scenes and produce and develop and manage and do all that. And I'm still kind of keeping that kind of formula. I mean, if someone wanted me to go, do a performance for, for autism, or they had a charity thing going that I'd go do 1 or 2 songs or something like that, I'd consider something like that. But as far as getting out there and going on the road and hitting the concert things, nah, that's I've done that, been there, done that, as much as I missed it for a while, now it's like it's just my life is normal, being in the studio and working. It's just like here, as soon as we finish this, I'm a voting member of the Grammys, so I'm part of what they call Grammy U now, and I mentor up and coming people that are in the Grammys that want to learn to be a producer or an engineer or whatever. So I've got a meeting with a sophomore at Belmont here in about another hour.
Oh wow.
And kind of seeing what he wants to do and kind of giving him some guidance and all that, and so I've always got little different things that I do that I can help others. And the way I look at it, I'd rather do that than being on stage, but if the right situation came and it was for the right cause and I felt good about it, yeah, I'd still do it.
Awesome. That is exciting that you're mentoring these youngins out there. How long have you been doing this for?
Well, I just started this year. This is the first time. They sent me the Grammys. One of the people there that I know sent me an email saying, "Hey, would you consider joining Grammy U and helping?" And I'd heard about it, but I never really knew that much about it. And so I did. And now I've seen other people that follow me on Facebook that are in the Grammys, that's done some pretty big things. They're doing the same thing too. So it's like I've had some, so I put it out there that I'm going to be a mentor for the Grammys, and I had people that are members of the Grammys, and I wish I'd known that you was going to be able to put in and try to got you and all this, and so I've got some pretty good feedback from it for doing it.
Amazing. This is great, the work you're doing. So awesome. And any other updates do you want to share with us?
I just keep out there working and doing my thing. I mean, um, it's it's a every day that I get up, I never know what's coming my way. You know, um, I just look at it and say, it's like I'm enjoying what I'm doing. I've been very, very, successful in what I've done over the years, and I'm very honored that I've had the chances to be that and do that. And when I sit back and talk with different people that I've known, we talk about the years and talk about Nashville and how it's changed. It's like we'll talk about different people we've worked with, and it's like I sit back and I'm going, man, this is, when I start actually thinking about people that I've been involved with and done shows with and all that, it's very humbling, because I mean, all these people worldwide, know these people, and here I am, talking to them, working with them, and doing all this, and it's pretty exciting to be able to do that.
Yeah. And what do you have coming up this week? You have any other any mentoring or any other sessions for the documentary? Any shoots lined up?
Yeah, I got a person I'm talking with that's over in Spain, and she's got a few people in Europe that she knows that wants to be part of it. So we're going to be talking, and then I've got next week I'm going to be recording and interviewing the lady in just outside of London. That's the painter and the artist. And then I've got a couple other people in Switzerland and Germany that want to be part of it. So it's kind of expanding. I was hoping that I was going to get all this out in April because April's Autistic Month, but
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to be able to get it all done, because there's just so much that goes into it. And now that I'm sitting back and realizing that I probably won't get it done for a debut in April, I'm almost thinking that's a good thing now, because April, so many people are doing so many
Yeah.
things, it's like what happens when May hits, it's like not that they forget, but it's like it's not the month that they try and keep the light shining on it. So I'm feeling that maybe May could be good, because then it's like Autism Month just finished up, but here I am keeping it going because I can, so that could be kind of cool.
Awesome. Yeah. It's just like, Mental Health Awareness Month. At this point, we could be every month. Like we need to keep the awareness going throughout the year. And then just
Yeah.
breast cancer awareness in October. No, it should be every month. So
Yeah. I mean, it's like it's like Debbie. She's a big proponent for Alzheimer's because, Glenn Campbell, that's kind of what got him. So I mean there's always something out there that we can focus and put our attention to that can help others, because um we as individuals, I'm guilty of it, just like, you're probably guilty of it, just like everybody's, if we're fairly healthy, we kind of take that for granted. We get up in the morning, we do what we do. We don't have to take and worry about taking any shots or pills or whatever. And so we're very, for us that's out there that's fairly healthy and don't have anything really that we have to worry about. We have to realize that we're really lucky, that we're in the position that we are, because so many people, whether it be autism, Alzheimer's, you can go down the list, MS. I mean, I got a friend that just got diagnosed with MS here. There's just so many things out there that we're not really aware of. We might know about it and hear about it, but because it doesn't touch our lives, we don't think about it. And it's we're just very fortunate, all of us, that can get up in the morning and not have to worry.
oh my gosh, my children brought home this insane stomach virus. It's probably the norovirus. So it went through them, through me.
Yeah.
So it's been some from 5 days of hell, and it hasn't been good
Yeah.
for anyone. And to say in my life, and I swear this on my mother, God rest her soul in heaven, I've never been so sick in my life as a 45-year-old. Never. And
Yeah.
I thought my time has come, and I thought this might be it. And I was like, my kids,
Wow.
we live alone. I'm like, you're calling 911 soon. If I can't, I'm not coming up for air. I can't. I'm so sick. I can't. And I can't believe I got through. And I look back, and now I'm feeling better. And I'm
That's
like,
good.
oh, people have chronic pain. This was 2 days of agony, right? I mean, but, and then my heart goes out to people who are suffering. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
I don't know how people manage and do it. And I just give them so much credit. You're right. We don't think about that enough. And sometimes it takes someone else getting sick to realize chronically, or just,
Yeah.
shortly
Absolutely.
to realize, boy, there's so many people out there that could use help in so many
Yeah,
ways
and
that,
and the strength that they show.
ah,
I mean, it's like I have a friend of mine, and her sister has an autistic child that, I mean, it's really sad, because uh that son will never be able to do some of the things that we take for granted, and the strength that that mother has to watch over her son and just do the things that she has to do to give her son the best life that he can have, that
ah,
she can give him. I mean, that's a certain strength that we, don't realize that we have, and hopefully we never have to have that. But if we do, we just need to know how to step it up. And those people out there that are doing it, my hat's off to them, because that's real courage.
absolutely. My heart goes out to so many people, and so happy to speak with you, who's working with someone doing such good things. And people out there can reach out to you. Maybe there's someone that wants to get involved with a documentary,
Yeah,
ABCD, New York one, Nashville one. I mean,
yeah.
um, or for music, business. But it's always good to be out there. Clearly, we're here on a podcast today. And in closing, Tony, how do you want to leave off with everyone?
Well, the biggest thing that I think that everybody needs to realize and think on a daily basis is at the end of the day, if they got through it with no major problems, and no major illnesses, nobody getting hurt, nobody dying in their family or any of that, we just got to take and realize how fortunate we are.
Yeah. Ah, we really are.
Absolutely.
And how can we reach out to you, Tony? One more time, share the website, contact information.
Yeah, and then I really hope that they do. I mean, because the biggest thing that I've felt on this whole podcast, and this documentary I'm working on, and the video that I'm working on, is the people that tell me their stories. I mean, I had asked one parent one time, here, I don't know, a week or so ago, hey, would you like your son to be in this video? And sent me like and 50, here they are, one right after another, just different pictures. And at the end, he goes, I probably overloaded you with pictures. I said, no, that's fine, because just the fact that he was willing to do that, and he's proud of his son,
Wow.
and it's like, that's the thing that's really the most rewarding out of this whole thing, is that I'm hearing so many stories, and they're inspiring,
Yeah.
because you hear these people that tell you things, and you look at what they're going through, and then you sit back after you've done the conversation with them, realizing that you don't have to go through that. It's inspiring that they do. So yeah, I mean, I ask anybody, I urge them, hey, reach out to me, tell me the stories. If you want to be part of this thing, I'd love to have people be part of it. They can reach me at, they can just look me up on TonyMantor.com, and all my contact information's there,
Got it.
because all the social medias and all that. So
Hmm.
yeah, I urge them to, because I would like to create a real, community of people get involved and make a difference.
Thank you so much. Pleasure. Really great seeing you again, and best of luck. We'll be
Yeah.
chatting, I'm sure, next week or the week after, right?
Yes,
And
indeed.
good luck getting through this week. And thanks for doing what you do, Tony. Pleasure being with you again and again. Prayers to everyone in Nashville and
Yes.
around the world. My goodness. Thank you
Yes.
again.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.